Hey guys, this is Gishwen T. I'm here to show you how you can pin your opponent deep in their own territory with a coffin corner punt. This is most effective anywhere from 35 to 55 yards out, but you can also use it to limit your opponent's return. Obviously, we go to punt, and I typically select max cover punt, and it works against any kind of punt return, but we'll just go punt return middle. Here we're starting from 35 yards out. From here in the center of the field, basically what we want to do is point the ball on the opposite side of where we're actually going to punt the ball, but position the pointer through between the ball and the center's leg. Whenever we do punt, you're going to punt it with maximum strength, but instead of using the direction straight north, you'll actually angle it, in this case east. Basically what we're doing is we're angling it away from where the pointer is. So I'll show you how it works right here. Again, just go straight back, and again you want it to go east. Typically you want it to be due east, but as well it also works basically as long as you get it outside that upper right hand corner uh, directional limit. So again, that was from 35 yards in the middle of the field. You want it between the ball and the center's left leg, go straight back, and then due east. And as you notice, it creates a perfect coffin corner. This case, it's probably about the 2-yard line or so. And here we'll move over here to the hash mark. From here, you basically want the same thing, except in this case, we're actually going to angle it in the same way that we're going to end up kicking the ball. But again, we're just going to go straight back and then due east. And anywhere between the hash and the center, you're just going to have to kind of adjust it. So depending upon where you're on the field, you may have to play with it a little bit. And then as well, you also want to make sure to adjust for wind. Here at the 45-yard marker in the center of the field, we're going to do it at the top of the center's sock. Hopefully your center doesn't have long socks on, but again, straight down and due east. And in that case, it landed just inside the 5, but then kicked directly out of bounds. A lot of these, it may land in territory, but it will kick immediately out of bounds 99 times out of 100. Again, that was just at the top of his sock and due east. And while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and show you what can happen if you accidentally do it too far to the right, and that is basically a down and right angle. If you do that, it's just going to really screw things up, so you got to be sure to practice this. But if you notice, it didn't register the power at all. In this case, I got lucky because it just kind of rolled downfield, but 9 times out of 10 it'll just die about 20 or 30 yards outside. So we're going to go to the hash mark now. And from the 40 hash mark, this is actually the easiest kick you're going to have to change, because you actually change to nothing. Again, you just leave it right where it lays, down and due east, and there you go. Let's drop back to the 45 here. For the 45, we want it halfway between the center and the guard, around the top of their socks. And this one, it does drop in. It'll drop into play, but the returner runs away from it and doesn't return it. You do want to be sure to try to get the defensive player to get down there as fast as he can. That way, in case some guy decides to manually cover it himself, you'll be prepared for it. Over here on the 45-yard marker, on the hash mark, we're going to go just to the left side of the ball. Again, since we're kicking to the right, we're going just to the left side. And it kicks straight out of bounds. That one was a little bit more like 7 yards or so, but hey, it's better than 20 yards. And each punter should be about the same, but you might play with it. You know, different punters may get different results. As well, just to let you know, my sliders are on the default sliders, so that's for both punt, power, and accuracy. From the 50-yard marker, it's a little bit more complicated. Basically, what we want to do is on it's basically on the guard's elbow. Or as well, you can also gauge it against the defensive tackle's arm where his skin meets his jersey. But here we go. And again, on all these punts, you just want to go straight down and then due east on power. That one, we just got a bad bounce. But again, 99 times out of 100, that one's going to bounce straight out of bounds. Just like that. Here from 50 yards out, what we actually want to do is we're going to go straight up as high as we can, and then we're going to go to the center of this defensive tackle's helmet. What this is going to do is going to kick it straight up, but then as soon as it drops, it's going to basically die on sight. And then typically kick straight out of bounds. And here, I'm going to show you how from 55 yards out, but this will actually work from even further out. It'll just simply prevent the return team from actually being able to return it at all. From here at 55 yards out in the center of the field, we're going to do it just outside of this defensive tackle's helmet, just on the outside edge. And well, whoa, got a bad kick there. Let me do that one again. Here we wanted it to be closer to the edge of the sideline. Basically, the reason for that is we want it to be sure that if the return team does try to field it, let's say you're 70 yards from the other end zone, if they're going to return it, you want to make sure they're as close to that sideline as they can possibly be, but at the same time still get all the distance you can out of it. And here from 55 yards out, here on the hash, we're going to go just to the outside edge of the center's hip. But there we go. Again, you can use the ones from 55 yards and out. You can use those pretty much anywhere on the field from 55 yards or further. That basically, it'll get you around a 45-yard punt with a decent punter, but it'll prevent them from getting any kind of return yardage. So, again, this is Gishwin T from NCAA Playbook.com. Hope you liked the video and hope it helps you out.